Today, I would like to tell you a story. That is a very frightening experience that we had with Bizhu. To be honest, this is our fault and we are totally responsible for causing it. But we promise it will never, ever happen again. But first, please hear my story. This is during the time that me and my partner did our very first proper hike in Marseille, France. We were very well prepared with water, food, medical supplies, and even a map. The difficulty of the trail is from easy to medium, and the entire trail is around 8 kilometers long, and everything was going smoothly. But then we got a bit too confident. Halfway through the hike, we were supposed to follow the map and start going down, but then we checked the time, we see ourselves have plenty of time, and we thought, maybe we should continue to walk. So we decided to left the original trail and we continued on the opposite directions. But then this is the issue. We continued walking and we didn't see anywhere to go downhill. We just seeing a cross mark on the rock, which means you're not allowed to go there. Until we finally saw a brown mark and it's marked difficult. And us as a hiking amateur, we thought difficult is just difficult. It's not humanly impossible, right? When then we checked the time, we realized that we really needed to go down. And then we decided that, okay, maybe we should try to take this path. And this is where we went wrong. We have totally forgotten to take Bizhu as a consideration. The difficult path, why is it called difficult? Is because the path is extremely inclined and you require a rope to go down. Well, as we are human, we have hands. You know, climbing a rope is nothing difficult for us, but not Bizhu. Not Bizhu. After walking 20 minutes down from the difficult path, there were 2 levels of the cliff that require you to use a rope to go down. Each level is around 3 to 4 meters height. After I climbed down from the first cliff, Bizhu doesn't know how high is the cliff, and she basically just jumped down. And I have to hold her down. But luckily I was holding her because the platform after the first cliff was actually very tiny. And if I don't hold her, she can jump over to the second cliff and might injure herself. Because we totally underestimated the difficulty, and Bizhu already come down from the first cliff and she could not go back up anymore without any equipment, the only solution we have is just to continue to go down. Although Bizhu is already scared, as I mentioned before, I was very well prepared, but there's one thing I was totally forgot, that was her harness. Bizhu doesn't like wearing the harness because it's very uncomfortable for her, and from this hike because I knew it wasn't very difficult, so I didn't prepare the harness. If I have the harness, it will save us so much trouble. We'll be able to bring her down easier. What do I mean by easier? If I have the harness, we could have tied her up in of the rope that we can just slowly bring her down to the ground. But now, because we don't have the harness, we have to find a solution to try to force Bizhu to get out of this situation. For example, I was wearing my chest mount. I'll try to put the chest mount on Bizhu, try to tighten everything up to hopefully that Bizhu is able to use that as a harness. But unfortunately, I cannot do that because the chest mount is actually very elastic, so it was not able to hold her at all. And the second solution that we had, tried to push her near the cliff so that my partner can climb halfway through the second cliff and then to try to grab her. That took us a very long time to convince her to do that. Even though I tried to comfort her, I tried to lure her, tried to do everything. Unfortunately, at the end, it has to be by force. I just have to grab Bizhu from the back and try to push her toward my partner. The only thing we were both worried is that she might jump halfway through the second cliff over my partner, that my partner would not be able to grab her, which I'm so glad it didn't happen. And then she just slowly sliding down from the second cliff and to be able to reach my partner, and my partner was able to grab her and then slowly climbing down from the rope and to the ground. When she landed on the ground, she instantly happy, swiggling her tail, and she knew that she also stuck in that platform, and we finally get out of these situations. And we're so that close to actually call the helicopter, but I'm glad we actually found a solution and that was totally our fault. Lesson of the day: don't ever underestimating a hike, first. And second, even though it says difficult, Yes, it says difficult, it is humanly possible, but it's not possible for our dog. And our dog needs to be taken in a very serious consideration too when we're going hiking, especially a hike you've never done it before. We are glad that Bijou was safe, and I would never ever put Bijou in this situation ever again. I hope this story is something that you can learn. I hope this story is something I can learn as well. Thank you. I see you in the next video.